How I made 15K last month in 2025. So, if you don't know me and this is your first time on the channel, my name is Millie. I've been wholesaling for quite some time. I'm not the best wholesaler, but I've done over $100,000 in wholesale real estate deals. So, if I can do it, you can do it pretty much. And real quick, I just want to go over some things I have seen in the comments. I will answer them. I just don't like being on camera a lot, so that's why I don't post so much. I do be working on it, but I'm just not that kind of guy to sit on camera every single day. But I will reach out, and you just keep reaching out. I see the comments. I will answer your questions and everything. So, how I made 15K last month. And if you know me, I am a big believer in driving for dollars using Deal Machine. That's always been my bread and butter over time. Every single deal I've done, I've used Deal Machine, just driving for dollars around my neighborhood, around my city, and just adding properties and just cold calling them later on that day or later on during the week or whatever. So that's the first thing. You got to have your marketing method in place. What are you going to do to get your leads? Because that's the main thing when it comes to wholesaling real estate. You want to make sure you stay consistent when it comes to marketing, getting, knowing where your leads is coming from, how you get your leads. Like, you gotta stay consistent on that. So I stuck with Drive for Dollars. I like getting in my car, I like listening to music, have an energy drink, drive around my city, add properties, and it's as simple as that. That's what I like to do, and just cold call. I don't do nothing else. No inbound marketing, anything. Never done an inbound marketing, never done an inbound deal, nothing. Just all cold calling. So I can tell you a thing or two about cold calling. I've earned my stripes. So now that that's out the way, so this deal in particular, I drove for dollars, cold called, and I built massive rapport with the seller. And come to find out, I actually knew the seller. She worked in my school, so we already connected on that type of level. And listen, that's key for what I'm gonna tell you, because uh, sellers are typically gonna sell at a discount to somebody who they trust and like the most, because you gotta think they're getting a lot of calls and texts and even mail about offers and everything. So what's gonna separate you from the rest, right? So you gotta look at it from that perspective. They're getting tons of calls and texts about their house. They know their house is, needs some work or whatever. So what's going to differentiate you from the next offer, especially if y'all all going to be around the same price? The only difference is how much they know you, how much they trust you, how much they like you, and how much they are confident that you're going to get the job done. So that's always been my up my sleeve. Just want to get to know the seller, build massive rapport. So I was already at an advantage to that because I already knew the seller. I didn't know she owned that house, but it just helped me out a lot. So when it came to the price, she was willing to give me a discount, just off the strength that she know me for a long time. So it's one of those scenarios. So yeah, house needed a full rehab. And we got it locked up, got it ran through title, and title came back, had a little kinks in it, but didn't take long. Already had a buyer in mind, and that's why it's always nice to have some type of buyers in mind when you're making cold calls, and it's very important to know area. So I will give this advice. So when you're out wholesaling, find out what your buyers like find out the zip code that most buyers are buying in, that most buyers like, and find deals in that zip code in that area. That way you don't have a problem getting that deal sold. So got it locked up, hit a buyer up that I know, shot it over to him. He said, yeah, I'll take a look at it. I already knew he was gonna grab it, right? So originally he was gonna grab it at and I was only gonna make like $5K on it. I was cool, just get the $5K, keep it going. So but this is why it's very important to have good relationships with certain buyers. So I will always value quality relationships over quantity, because quality can get deals to the finish line? What good is 1,000 or 100, mediocre buyers, right? Same thing with sellers. You want to have motivated sellers that they want to sell. If you having trouble like getting contracts, you're not talking to motivated sellers. There's a difference between motivated sellers and people that I'll sell it. I want to sell it. I've thought about it. It's a big difference. So, and same, that goes for buyers. Have a good relationship with buyers, and we worked out some numbers, and I said, hey, I want to make a little bit more on this, and he was like, no problem. It fit his budget, so he's happy, I'm happy, and seller's happy. So that's how that works. It's very important to have relationships with buyers. So yeah, we got that done. It only took about 30 days. So I started cold calling January 1st, right? And this is just the first day of this year, right? Just this year. This is the first day of this year. Cold call January 1st, and I was cold calling every single day. I at least wanted to get at least one lead a day, and then I would go on my follow-ups, talk to my follow-ups. So by January, I want to say 7th, between January 7th or 10th is when I got that locked up, and by January, I want to say the next day, I already had a buyer, But it would have been sooner, but my buyer is kind of slow. You gotta be respectful of people's time. They do have a lot on their plate, especially if they buy a lot of houses. Like, in fact, the buyer for this specific deal that I made $15K on, he closed on 6 properties that same day. So they're always busy, and you just gotta be mindful. So he said he was gonna do it. He came through. Already vetted him out. Big buyer in my city. So that's how that worked. And yeah, 15K Richard. Simple as that. If you got any questions, just leave them down below, and I'll get to them. Like I said, I'm not a big camera guy. It's never been my forte, so this is still kind of new to me. But yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that. I don't want to sugarcoat. I don't want to put a lot of fluff in this video, but that's it. If you found this video helpful, like, comment, and subscribe. So let's just, go over it real quick. So got this lead from Driving for Dollars using the Deal Machine app. I cold called using the Deal Machine app because the leads already come skip trace. All right. What I used is DocuSign to send over the contract agreement for seller and buyer, and I use a very notable title company in my area and ran title on it and got it closed. It's as simple as that. Yeah, so if you got any questions, let me know, and that's it for this video.